ordained priesthood is being at the service primarily of the Catholic community, the people of God, and the emphasis being on service. So it's leadership through service. It's not leadership through power or authority.
And particularly for diocesan priesthood, priests that work in parishes, it is that idea that you're basically there to serve all sorts of people.
That's the only way to do that, is to say, well, to what extent am I being a servant to others? The moment you start sort of empire building or exercising some kind of control over people and their lives, I would have lost the role of service. So I'd like to sum it up with that one word, service.
The most obvious thing a priest or any clergyman does is to preach the gospel, preach a homily, and celebrate the sacraments, the liturgy, the prayers of the church.
So you're the mediator between God and the people gathered there to relate to God through what Christ did for us by redeeming us.
And I think that in that role of service, you express that in being available. So that's the one key word I would use in answering what does a priest do? He has to be available.
Having visited people in their homes and then they were sitting, listening to you on the Sunday, it established a bond, a certain relationship, that you weren't just a distant figure. You knew them, they knew you. And that was also extremely helpful when crises happened in a family, somebody sick, somebody died suddenly, you could visit the home and you weren't a stranger.
Priesthood has also put you into a very privileged position with people, because yesterday I buried a little 10-day-old baby, a child of a couple I'd married some years ago, and the privilege of just being with them. Also, priesthood is about weddings, celebrating the coming together of couples in love and trying to make that as good a spiritual experience as you can. There are moments though when people don't want you to be the rule or lawgiver or keeper. They just want you to be their pastor. Yes, the teachings and everything of the church are important and central, but the spirit in which we live them out is the product, is the very important thing. Priesthood is listening to someone and not expecting to solve their problems or have all the answers, but being there for them.
So no matter what the day may bring, I know that I have to spend some time during that day in prayer. Now that's whether it's private prayer or whether it's the prayer of the church or whether it's the liturgy of the church, that'll be a priority.
Jesus Christ, who we just don't remember as having lived 2,000 years ago, but Jesus Christ who is alive and present to us now and with us and energising us to live as Christ in this place.
I think that he's the one who is the heart and soul of priesthood, and the priest's own relationship with Christ is what gives heart and soul to his ministry.
You're not just up there on the altar or in the pulpit or in the lectern, but it's meeting people one-to-one. So priesthood, to your question, is serving other people, knowing other people, and hopefully bringing them closer to knowing the Lord and to living a Christian life.